Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, my Lord. Max, what do you want? Okay. What are you meowing about? What are you meowing about? Hey, hey. Hey, hey, with the monkeys. People say the monkey. We're too busy singing to put anybody down. Okay. All right. Here I come to save the day. But am I really going to save the day? Am I, though? Am I? MICKEYMOUSE. Okay. I'm back. Hey, girl. Hey. That's cute. Hey, girl. Hey. It's funny you said that. Like that. I just want to say somebody literally just said that to me. Literally the same exact words. So there's that. Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, I think so. You don't gotta be, we're more than just friends. Just don't gotta be in your head. Here I am. Here I am. No, it works. It wasn't like, I wasn't saying it like it was offensive. I just was like, not too many people. And I'm not saying you addressed me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. But not too many people would be like, hey, girl, hey. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like I just got that. So I'm trying to think, like, who actually would have said that to me? And I'm like, hey, girl, hey. And I'm like, it could have been like just somebody at work now that I think about it. So, okay, I will see you then. Do you want anything at Dunks? I'm like, see you then. He's like, you sure will. You sure will. I don't know how you'll find it. Oh. I want to say it was somebody, I want to say it was actually somebody at work. To be honest with you. But it was like the way you said it is the way like it was said to me. Like, hey girl, hey. It was said like that. Like, hey girl, hey. So it's just, anywho, it's just funny you said it. So now I'm trying to figure out, because I know we're going to do weekend read, but I might do that tomorrow. So it's a little bit of a dilemma. Shouldn't it be, right? Let's do this deck. But I feel like honestly, I wasn't even going to come on tonight. I was like, oh, I want to go home. I'm just going to relax. Like, just relax. But I can't imagine the energy shift is like super different, but I am feeling it like a little different. Why do I do this all day long? Do I have a regular job? I don't do this all day long. I used to. I would love to do this all day long when it was like my full-time job. Love it. Why would I not? For me, it's a passion. And yeah, I do have a regular job. Oh, hi Spirit. You see that cute little one? And then I come home and I still want to work with you guys. So that's why, because I found my passion. So I hope that answers that for you. I'm just trying to adjust these cards upright. But I was just wondering, it's always nice to see you. Yeah. It's nice that you're here. I've actually heard people ask people that, and I think I've heard some readers actually get offended and was like, well, it's my job. Like, this is what I do full time. But I almost feel like when they're addressing it as if like, I don't know if it's like taken personally or if people are like, all right, well, like, meaning like, you post this video for like 10 minutes and then you do another one. And, I think when readers address it like that is probably where it's being taken offensively, like just kind of making bank with certain stuff. But I mean, every reader is different when it comes to income because it depends on how you have it set up. Skippables, not skippables, ads. I didn't have ads for the longest time. I only did it because YouTube made me. Because that's what YouTube has become. You kidding? I would do this all day. Every day. But I did do that and I was exhausted and I had to take a break. It drained me. Like, I don't want to do this. Why do I gotta do that? Like, I was just like, I had to find my way back to my passion. Like, without it being like stressful or looking at it as a lesson or doing this, doing that. That was a struggle. Yeah, no worry about it. Yeah, no, I didn't take it offensively. I just thought it was ironic that you said that because there is some readers, and I don't watch many readers. There's one reader that I used to watch, and I don't even tend to watch her anymore. Like, the messages aren't really there for me, but I stopped watching. That's a long story too. But just when I scroll on YouTube, because I'll watch other stuff on YouTube, and you see people like address certain people. So I've been seeing that. So I don't know. It's something to do with the collective and readers and when certain energy comes around and that back and forth stuff. I can't make a fuzz on this. But yeah, I'm glad I found my way back. how people do it all the time. See, even if, yeah, see, that's a good question though, because what I do next is another channel. It's kind of the same thing as addressing the collective, and then I'm still going to have this channel, right? So, but I think it makes a difference on how and what it is I'm doing for work too makes a big difference. Reading people's karma and working with karma and healing and certain stuff, and it is extremely draining. And we go through every lesson, we go through every situation, we go through multiple periods in our life of you name it, so we can help you guys, right? Because you're going to go through the same damn fucking thing. So it's like, if we're not knowledgeable on it beforehand, we can't help you. So it is a lot. It is a lot. It has aged me, but in a good way too, you know. So yeah, I think that hair magic it's been kind of going around here and there, but I feel like those magic days for like the Google people, like Google magicking, it's not as strong, it's not as potent as it was. It's like they're figuring out like, okay, it's all coming full circle. So it's kind of like that. So it is funny you answered that question, because on the way home, and I was like, well, what do you want me to do on YouTube? We just read. And then it's like, it's been a while since I've actually like been on YouTube, asked questions, explained certain things. And I think it was actually just this morning on the way into work where I was like, I should really do a video and like ask people like, what do they want to know? Like where they at, how they feel about certain things. Because it's good to keep up to date with that too. And not only that, with me about to do the energy deck, I really want to cover like certain bases of certain stuff so it can be explained in a different way so people can start learning again. It's refreshing. How do you stop yourself from second guessing? And that's a tough one. It's just really, what do you want? You gotta, it's like divvying up all sorts of stuff though. Trying to make a choice, but keep second guessing it. A partner, a career, everything. How do you stop from second guess? You just gotta continue to move forward. You just gotta push forward, whatever like flows. So like if you're working with energy, so if your career is going really well, put a little more effort into the partner. If the partner's going well, put a little more effort into the career. Just try to flow. So if you're flowing, you really don't have time to second guess what you're doing. You do and you don't, if that makes sense. And second guessing is just, I can answer that so many different ways. It really depends on the question. But like you said, like lots going on, making choices. If you're not happy in your partnership, do you want to be with that person? Got a lot of love for that person. Where do you see yourself going? Is that person there? Career, are you happy? Right now, think about it, guys. With this alignment and the global ascension, people getting fired left and right, quitting their jobs, doing this, doing that. Some people got money in the bank and they can just like easily start over and like, all right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Yada, yada. I'll address that in a minute. Yada, yada. But this is stuff like that's always been on your mind. Instance, like staying at a job you're not happy with. Been there, done that. I still do that because in all reality, you got to pay the bills. Stuff like that, right? And then there's some days where I'm like, I can pay the bills just off of fucking YouTube and blah, blah, blah. So it's the whole second guessing back and forth. And what do I do? What's right and what's not? But this period of where with the ascension itself is almost like the pandemic all over again, except this time it's not, you know, it's not the same type of fear. Like there's this thing going out around and blah 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 blah. Now it's just like, you know what, spirit's putting you on a situation to get on with your life, start working on different pentacles. What's really important to you? What do you have? What do you not have? What have you been telling yourself for freaking years? You know what I mean? Like my sister all the time, she's at the job for 40 freaking years, and all of a sudden a company bought them out and they fired everybody that had been there from freaking day one. Just bye, gone, 8 weeks severance, that's it, out the door, you're done, right? But I said, Kim, you've hated your job for all these fucking years. The only reason you are at that job is because of the income, and that is a given. So for a month now, I've been hearing, well, this, and that, and but you know, I'm taking like a 40 grand paycheck if I do this one, I do this one, and then this and that, and I'm like, please be careful of what you say and what you're putting out to the universe. Because if your intention to the universe right now, after they just put you in a position to drastically change your life, you better be real careful on what you put out into the universe. Because I'm like, you are phenomenal at organizing things. Like you can take charge when it comes to this and this. And she doesn't want to fall back on her degree with psychology and this and that and yada, yada, right? Be careful on what you put out there, because at least with the pandemic, for me, like my opinion is that it gave you so much time to really check yourself when it came to reality and what you were doing and how you were living. Were you sitting home eating this, munching that, being sad? Were you depressed? Were you working out? Were you thinking about what you can do next? Were you taking advantage of the energy? Okay. So with the ascension, it's the same thing. Everything's ascending. You got your own business. You got this, you got that. Your business is ascending. Your business will not survive in the 3D. It's not a thing. So you're going to see people on high horses, big corporate building. They're going to go down. Not all of them, a lot of them. People who know what they're doing, they'll probably be okay because they know how to restructure and flow with the energy and flow with evolution and where their mindset is and a lot of stuff like that. And then it's up to that big company to make sure that all the employees are keeping with like their rules. It's a whole lot to it. But this is kind of like the same thing. Like, why not take that time or the time you have now and be like, well, this is what I'd really like to do, but technically it's not realistic and it's not practical because we live in the matrix and you need to make money, you need to do this, you need to do that. How do you know you're not going to be a multi-millionaire doing what it is you're doing, living your best fucking life, being happy, having what it is that just puts a smile on your face, and then you know she comes up with like all these little contraptions. I'm like just, I don't even understand. Like there's so many people out there that pay people like this on a daily to do this. You can have a YouTube channel. She could open a damn YouTube channel and explain to people that's how you do this. Like, and it could just pick up like that. Why? If that's what she's meant to do, if that's where her happiness lies, or why she's in the midst of figuring out, just because I'm just using that for an example because she's good at it. It doesn't mean she needs to make a career of it, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the position we're in. So if you're good and solid when it comes to career, Spirit's going to put you towards your love life. If you're good with your love life, they're going to put you more towards career. Or both of those, you can X those out and let's speak about your health. Like, how's your health? So if your health is good, okay, so how's your partnership? How's your friendship? How are you entertaining? You know, how are you going on day to day and engaging with other people? Like, it's just, that's how the energy is going to go right now. So the best thing you can do is put your energy where it feels right because it needs to be situated, right? And work on, if you know it's something you need to work on it. If you're just going to shut the door, wrap it up, maybe another day, maybe another time. It seems more practical if I do this, I go in this direction, or, you know, I'm good on my own, but it's not going to go down like that. Things are going to become even more karmic. So the best thing you do is find the balance. And guys, that's not easy to do. There's a lot of stuff, which is kind of excited on where I go next, because what I teach, the method behind what I'm teaching is like a reprogramming. We're just going to reprogram that brain. And I'm not going to hide it from people. I mean, you do that in 3 months of yoga class. You can do that, reprogram your own brain in 3 months of shit talking yourself. You guys do it all the time, right? The way I'm doing it and what I'm touching and how you guys are going to adapt, it's way different. So then from there, it's so much easier to be open to other things. The belief system, certain things, governments, conditioning, societal beliefs, stigmas, that type of stuff. How we're supposed to heal, how we're supposed to do this. Like, no one's targeting what needs to actually be targeted yet. But yet, people will tell you the same thing, but it's a temporary fix, regardless of whatever you're doing, whether it's medication, whether it's yoga. It's all temporary. It's your mindset. You're gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So you kind of have to stay open when it comes to certain stuff. Our old beliefs, if you think about it, all people are doing, decade after decade, like all they're doing is fucking tweaking it. And it sounds, all of a sudden, it sounds fucking brilliant, and that's what we should be doing. No, that's not how it's not going to work. Little tweaks here and there is not going to solve any issues. You're going to keep coming back to the initial issue every time. And half the time, everything out here, well, you can have medication, you can have this, you can have that. The Adderall fucking shortage, guys, that I've just been fucking hearing about, like fucking left and right, like half of that is because of the fucking pandemic. And they're like blaming it on anxiety. What your doctor do? Write you a script for fucking Adderall. See the problem? There's people who need it and there's other people that do not. But every time there's something wrong and you're going to resort to an old method or medication, it's not going to work. It may work temporarily, but it's not going to work because you're not reprogramming your freaking brain. So you're going to keep going back to the same spot. So that's coming soon, I promise. I'm pretty excited. Just a lot going on. And I'm not using that as an excuse by any means. It's just, I'll figure it out. But more and more keeps getting like incorporated. So it's not something I want to do half-fast. Spirit is everywhere right now. Do you see them all? It's just, I don't want to do it half-fast, because if this ends up being like an actual thing, like I think like it's going to be, like, you can't present it half-fast. And this is my thought. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a thing. And then I got to take my 2-hour fucking video to break down all the freaking scientific background for you, because I can prove everything. And then I got to put it on a pamphlet and I got to break it down into like a 5-minute video for people just to get the gist of shit, because other people don't have the tolerance to sit and listen to the whole explanation for 2 hours. But in all reality, you need that explanation, because I'm not going to say I'm going to do this. You have to be aware of what I'm working with. And it's so fucking simple, but I know exactly why it's been restricted this whole entire time. So we'll get there. And I feel like the pressure's on, or this and that. And it's, in all reality, if you think about it, I don't even think it's like the pressure's on. It's the alignment. It's the right time, when the collective can absorb, when I feel like I have enough to go off of it. So here I am. I'm going to present you a method. Here's my theory. This is what I'm going to do. But from there, each video is different. It will never be duplicated. It's like It's like writing a book. You're just going to keep duplicating the same fucking book. You can't. But behind what I'm doing, I'm sneaking in little lessons. I'm making sure I'm working with the right part of the brain with the right type of alignment astrologically. Like, it's a lot. And it all has to be broken down that way. It's the only way for it to work. It's the only way to reach the masses amount of fucking people it needs to reach. So it's coming. It's coming. So a little intimidating, but it's coming. So intimidating in a way. It's like, it really is. It's like being a director or being an author. Like it's taken every aspect of certain things and incorporating it. I mean, I can do it. My brain can do it. I've been out of the matrix my whole fucking life. I can pull it off, but there, see how like that first initial question, like how do you stop like going back and forth with the whole like second guessing, right? I'm not second guessing it, but I feel like sometimes I hold myself back because I'm like, I know how much work it's going to be. And in the midst of chaos right now, I just feel like I got to take care of priorities first, even though what I do next is a priority because working with the mass is absolutely fucking hands down priority. But family comes first there too. So, but I'm not going to wait until just this, and this. And before I start that, but then why start and create something? And then I'm like, well, maybe have 5 backup videos. So my brain just sometimes it doesn't stop. It really doesn't. So I know exactly what you're saying. So sometimes it's like I just have to sit back and be like, it will all fall into place when it falls into place because God forbid something happens and then I'm dealing with the mourning and I'm dealing with this and the children and a lot of other things. And I don't want to take like a month away from you guys or so I don't want to start a program and then have that program interrupted. Right? So my brain is like, my brain, my heart, I'm just trying to like really find that balance and coordinate. And then it's like a lot of pressure, like, well, how many videos should I have for backup in case that happens? But in all reality, that's very unrealistic of me because that's not really how the method works. It doesn't, it doesn't. So I get it. Like, do I feel like it should have already been out? Yeah. Do I feel like I held myself back? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm perfectly aligned with spirit. So if it really was the right time, it would have already been out. Just because I came to the conclusion and the light bulb and the tick, my brain's like, let's bang it out, right? Spirit's like, you don't get to bang this one out. This is not like, can't just bang this one out. And I'm just like, let's go. I'm going to execute this fucking video. I'm going to bang it out. So I get what you're saying. I really do. That's why I'm saying, like, when something needs to be addressed, address it. Do your best to flow. If this is getting addressed and you know it needs to be worked on, work on it. If you're purposely telling yourself, I don't have time for this. I can't deal with this right now. You better find time for that because that issue is going to get even heavier, heavier, and heavier. Right? So that's how you can really, like, flop it where your brain is, like, not being so damn indecisive, So, yeah, but you don't want to pay too much attention to one thing either. I don't want to start confusing you either. But you'll figure it out. A lot of it has to do with the energy too. Mars is no joke. You got Venus. Those are the 2 big players right now. And it's crazy because we also have the transits in Capricorn that rules career. But then you got Venus over here, and Venus is career too, but Venus is beauty and happiness and health and very well-rounded energy. It's feminine. Mars is, fire. So you got fire and earth battling each other right now. Um, so you might want to focus more on it. Really just depends on where do you normally put your focus. If your focus has been all that, well, then spirit's gonna bring it to your attention that your focus really needs to go to all that, and you're gonna have to find the balance in between, which is not easy to do. Which is another reason why the method is really going to help, because until we find a way to clear, I wouldn't say the cognitive aspect. I'm working with like almost every aspect of the brain and tackling the right part of the brain at the right times. When it comes to issue, when it comes to this, you work on that, your brain goes there. Ultimately, I'm getting to the root. Hey, 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 blue friend. Little Smurfs are back. Hey, hey, where the monkeys? I'm tackling certain parts of the brain. Yoga tackles 3 parts of the brain. And I don't want to discredit yoga, but have any of you ever been to a yoga class? And has any of those instructors ever sat down and explained to you, this is what you're doing to your brain? Like this is, like it's just everything needs to be reconstructed, but I'm not gonna lie to you about how I'm reconstructing it. It's not a bad thing. And then people are like, oh, I don't have time to do that. Well, you can find time my way. It's not gonna be like yoga. It's in the category of like a meditation, but you don't have to meditate, you know? So well, that's good because we need a lot of the instructors to be educated in different ways. See, what I'm trying to say is like, while educated in this way, and okay, so if you want to be a yoga instructor, you got to get your degree, you got to get this. Some of them are spiritual, some are not. You can be any religion, you can have any belief, right? But you still have to have that degree. You're still being taught the same way everything else has been taught this whole entire time. Whether you decide to go into, whether you're dealing with Western or Vedic, whatever one you decide to follow, right? But you're still getting the same advice. You're still getting the wisdom from the other teachers. Where's your wisdom? And I'm not trying to be rude, but this is where like I feel like people are going wrong because you don't have the education of certain stuff. If you have the soul to do it, then you're good, right? Because your soul is there. But once I explain like what I really do next, like it's gonna be like, holy shit. Like I don't even understand like why isn't this even brought up in like school? Like it's like baffling and I know why now though, but like so I get that part. So it's having me to talk about this because I can't really talk about that yet. If your soul is there, great. But you're basically being taught the same method, which is the same method society has been putting out there, or all the other teachers have been putting out there, because they're the ones that signed off on how you need to be taught in order to get your degree or your certificate. You know what I'm saying? So if you're teaching it a certain way and your soul is in it, I think you're good. But that's not really how it's being taught. Hey, hey, I'm loving these little blue ones. So I'm just going to target one area. Well, I'm targeting one main area, but I'm targeting all sorts of fucking areas. And that's up to you guys. But once you reprogram your own brain and decide what's best for you, and life becomes better and happier and you're evolving, like, you're never going to go back to how it was. I mean, I'm not saying life is going to like change drastically, but for some of you, it could actually change drastically depending on your state of well being. I'm doing the same thing that everybody does every single day in the midst of just talking. That's it. Hey, 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 hey. I'm hey heying the spirits that are flying all around. um, so is the new age bad? No. Should we just pray to Jesus? I'm worried about mixing energies with meditation, yoga, Christianity. You do whatever makes you feel comfortable and safe. That's what you do. In your situation, I don't know. Yeah, no, I just said that out loud, and I don't know if that like is the best answer. Something's clicking in my head because it's like I think that's the problem. Everybody does what is comfortable and safe. So that probably wasn't the best advice there. Do I think the new age is going to be bad? Absolutely not. We're evolving. Is it going to be a shit show for a lot of people to get there? Absolutely. Can you pray and do what it is you want to do? Absolutely, because that's your belief. And at the end of the day, if that's what gets you through, then you pray, pray, pray. But you also have to put the work in as you pray and as you manifest. And you don't necessarily have to worry about mixing energies because that's a stigma that I'm about to wipe out of this fucking industry. It's all stigma, sweetie pie. So you stick to your belief and the era is going to be fine and just evolve. Explore. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are not going to be too happy with me. A lot of people are not going to be too happy about what I do next. Society is just dumbing shit down. So when I do what I do next, I'm touching science, the government, the spiritual industry, society itself, civilian life. Like I'm touching everything. I'm not just touching the spiritual industry. We're about to tear some shit up. Us influencers of certain people here on this fucking earth for this, because we're going to tear some shit up. Everything has to collide. Everything has to be brought down in order to be rebuilt. And I know the government loves to preach that every, election and all these other stuff, but that's not how that's really going down, guys. So it is what it is. So I'm probably going to have millions of fucking fans, but I'm going to have millions of fucking haters because I'm going to be dealing with all this, like cults, for instance, like all this juju coming, bad juju coming my, like, I'm working with entities. And now on top of that, we got the galaxy, we have spirits, we have all this, and we have me working with the dark and the light. So you have this crew and you have this crew, and it's playing interception up there because they're going to have to play interception down here. I have no choice but to work with both energies. And that's not a bad thing because I've never wanted to choose. When you become spiritual, when you have your first initial wake up, like ding, 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 you always choose a side or it's chosen for you. I wouldn't choose. I was always that person like, I want you both Because if I'm in a moment and I need the doc to get out of a situation, the doc are going to have my back and they're going to be able to get me out of that situation where there's certain light can only get me out through positive thinking. And there's so many things behind it, right? But that's not what you need all the time to take yourself out of situations. And then a lot of people like to shit on the fucking dark, and it's not all the dark. There's one day a year where the dark and light come together as a collective up there. And they agree to do it once a year. And they don't always agree to agree. There's a lot of agreeing and a lot of disagreeing. I forget where I was going to go with that, so they shut me down. I will tell you, dark angels, ghost riders, the stuff that people fear, they work with the ascended masters, because there's certain things the ascended masters and like certain officials don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their job as the ghost riders. All right, guys, we need you. It's your turn to step in. It's just like having your own army, right? Going to war, going to battle. So I never wanted to choose, but I also got a high off of the dark too. It's very alluring. It's very sensual. It's very uplifting. It's you fucking name it. And then there's working with the light though. It can make you feel the same way, but you can still get that high. The passion is still there, right? And hey, when you feel all that passion, sometimes that passion can become dangerous. Others just fall off the fucking horse because, the matrix steps in. And so I always had a tough time with choosing because I didn't want to choose. So I work with both, and I've been telling people for a long time that I've always worked with both, and a lot of people don't like that, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody. But guess what? I didn't come here to fucking please you. I came here to fulfill my destiny, and I didn't come into this world, and I didn't grow up thinking I was going to grow up and fulfill a destiny, right? It wasn't like that. And it's not because I took a spiritual path where I was like, oh, well, now there's destiny in this. I don't think too many people even be like, all right, I got to do destiny or what's my purpose? That's what people get blocked is I need to find my purpose, biggest misconception out there, because your purpose is your happiness. And if you're not happy, then you're not living your fullest life. You're not living your purpose. You weren't put on this planet to not succeed and evolve. Do you have challenges along the way? Yeah. But if you decide to sweep them under the rug or not fucking address them, that's on you. Right? So it can just go in so many different ways. I started believing that I was going to fulfill my destiny when I ascended, as I kept evolving and we keep ascending. And not even because of the ascension. It was just evolving in life and being so damn authentic with myself. It led me on that path to want to discover what that was. You know what I mean? So did I have inclinations of like when I was a kid and wanting to do this or wanting to do that? Knew I'd always be a teacher, work with animals and certain stuff like that. Um, I was just talking to my mom and dad the other day. We were laughing because for the longest time I just wanted to be a nun, you know. So fuck if I know. But it's not like, all right, now I'm gonna fulfill my destiny. Is well, now it is like that for me. But I don't think that's one of those things where you have a wake up call and you choose to take this path. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm on a spiritual journey. Bitch, you are not on a fucking spiritual journey. You're posing on top of a fucking mountain that you just hiked. You are not on a fucking spiritual journey. Okay. If you haven't been knocked down umpteen fucking times, stomped on, fucking cried, wondered why, every emotion you can possibly have that you didn't even know fucking existed, that's when you step on a journey. Not when you decide to climb a fucking mountain and take a picture for social media. Bitch, sit the fuck down. Spiritual journey. People don't even know what a fucking spiritual journey is. And then you got all these people, oh, life's a journey and I'm on a journey. Oh, yeah? What is your definition of a fucking journey? What is it? Because I can tell you more, I think more than 70, 80% of people don't actually know what that is, except, it's their walk through life. Everyone has a journey. Well, did you ever think for 1 second what yours was? No? Why? It didn't take me watching tarot and all this stuff. Like all this stuff happened to me before I all that like I even went that route. So it really just depends on your mindset, and there's so many people and healing in time is the biggest misconception, guys, because we don't have the time like people think we have time. And to putz around and manipulate and play games out of fear and procrastination or your whole fucking mightiness and your ego, and you ain't got time for that shit. That's all matrix. And you know how many times I've heard people be like, I need time, or I shouldn't get into another relationship because I just got out of one and I really need to heal. It could take fucking eons to heal. Some people go their whole lives without healing because they don't know how to fucking heal. So don't project that you need to heal when you don't even have step fucking one to heal. This really pisses me off because it's so fucking naive to say those words and everyone's like, oh, you're so right. No, you're so fucking wrong. You're so fucking wrong. That is the biggest misconception. If somebody steps into your fucking life then and there, and you're happy and you take that away from yourself, you're a fucking idiot. And that is the God honest fucking truth. Praise be. God fucking honest truth. Troops. You shouldn't start a business. You just got a divorce. Who the fuck are you? Because guess what? That's a societal belief. That came from your parents. That came from history. That came from fucked up schooling. That's where that came from. Because the opportunity was there for you to start new and be happy. But then all of a sudden, society tells you or someone close says to you, oh, you need time to heal. You should just take a little time. Okay. That's when I get real aggravated and I call people stupid fucks. Because that is the stupidest fucking thing you can do is to take away your own fucking happiness. Stupidest thing you can do in life. Biggest fucking mistake you can make in your life is to take away your own happiness. And that happens all the time. People worry about judgment, how other people are going to think. Then you got conditioning. Then you got your own brain fucking with you because you don't know what to fucking think, but your brain's being like, but my heart and soul and everything. I'm like, I'm happy. So like, but then this one's not okay with it. And you know what I thought was the craziest thing? It was a huge epiphany for me was realizing my children don't come first. And I know it's going to sound crazy to some of you, but once you're awakened, that is the God honest truth. You come first because you cannot give your children 100% of fucking you that you can't even give because you live in the matrix. So you're lucky if they get 80% of you until you have found you and you have made you happy. Because until then, you're projecting the same shit ass fucking projections onto your children that were projected onto you. So there's that. You want to know what your life fucking purpose is? What makes you happy? You being happy. That's it. That's the fucking answer. It gets taken away because people want to run their mouths or there's beliefs out there and that's what society thinks. That's the way something should go. That's the problem. So I'm going to fix that. There's a lot of people are going to start coming out of the woodwork. They're going to fix that shit. So if you want to sit back and tell yourself that shit, good luck. Good fucking luck. That's your number one fuck up. Taking away your own happiness. And that's the number one fuck up that's out there. People put more time and effort into their career than they do other things because of society or because of religion beliefs or do this or do that. And it's like, okay, now what? You put all that work and energy into your career. Now you got all this money in the bank, but yet you still want a 10-year goal. You still want to keep going. You're not really thinking about retirement. Some people are thinking about retirement. Meanwhile, you're fucking divorced, but you really don't know why you're divorced. But there's a good chance you know you're divorced because you neglected your fucking family along the way because your mother, your father, your grandmother, somebody in your family told you that being the man of the house or being whom you are is key. Money won't let you down. This won't let you, but you're willing to let down other people in your life to chase something that doesn't make your soul flutter. And I'm not talking like love. What does money do for your love? What does money do for you? The only thing it feeds is your bank account and your ego. It doesn't feed your soul. There's nothing about that feeds your soul. Your soul is so important. So by the time we all reach a certain age in life, we're like, what the fuck? I did it this way. I did it that way. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something until that whole aspect of where I'm targeting is broken down. And there's really not much that can be done until then. And there's going to be a lot of other people too. I don't know how nobody's come up with my method. I don't know if people are just too scared to put it out there and be that person. Or if like our brains are functioned that way and it's kept from us. Did I need to be that awoken to target something that it's like baffling. It's my own brain that's baffled that nobody else has targeted this. Oh, a lot of people have targeted this, but the ones who target and know exactly what I'm talking about are the government. There's certain things that do not want me to tell you what I'm about to fucking teach you because they've been using that. You're their number one fucking target, guys. You don't even need a fucking vaccine these days because they're targeting the one thing that you still have control of, but yet you don't have control over it because we live in the matrix. So it takes certain people to come into this world and spirit puts certain people on this earth, and you agree to come in at certain times in fucking life, and you agree to a contract to be that fucking person. I'm going to be that fucking person. And it's gonna be a lot. A little scary. But the knowledge was given to me. It's click, and then I'm like, wow, we all have that knowledge in front of us. We just don't see it because our brain is not meant to dig that deep because of the matrix. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. It's like a light bulb going off. Like, what? When it finally fucking clicks, I'm like, when it clicked for me, guys, I was like, who am I? Where have I been living? How do people, and why are people not talking about this? This can solve most of humanity's fucking issues. That's how dumb I think I felt like when I'm like not feeling dumb, but like I know we're not all fucking dumb, but like you might feel fucking dumb for a split second once I break some shit down to you and be like, holy shit. But we're not dumb. It's everybody that's keeping it from us, and it's it's not even a fucking secret. That's the crazy thing. It's not even a fucking secret. It's being used as a secret. It's being used as a target. Being used as a chip. It's being used as a string. That's the problem. And nobody's brain has clicked yet to be like, this is actually fucking happening. We're going to start seeing that everywhere with a lot of things. We're going to be like, what the actual fuck? So there's that. So it's a lot. But I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not worried about the work. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I know it's going to be fun. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do it from different locations. I'm going to target different energy. I'm going to work with different energy. I'm going to teach energy differently through a deck of cards. So instead of having a class, I'm going to get my fucking cards out. Like, I'm about to wake up the industry. So that's exciting because we need people to wake up the industry. Else we're not going to get anywhere, if that makes sense. It's not me, pride, ego, and I feel I'm special because something clicked. No, it doesn't work that way. It just, there needs to be certain fucking people that have that voice and break things down a certain fucking way. And it makes enough sense, and you click with these people, it matters because then humanity shifts, and that's what needs to happen. Energy is not being taught the right way. We know the basics, you know, but we're working with the wrong basics. And I'm not going to be like, you can go watch Gaia, you can go this, you can go get up a book and realize how sound's related to this and geometry. I mean, we all know that because it's on television, it's in a book. I think the biggest thing for me, let me make sure I don't want to open my mouth too soon. So we have different targets. I'm not going to be touching base on like chakras like that. Like, we have hundreds of chakras. People just want to touch base on, so many. Anywhere from like 7 to 10 to 12 fucking chakras is really like really what the human brain really relates to when they think chakras. Can you heal your chakra through music and healing and all sorts of stuff and work on your chakras? Yes. It can be full open and healed. The problem is it's not going to stay open and it's not going to stay healed because it's temporary, because you're not working on your meridians. You're not working on other things that partake in staying aligned. So a lot of people just walking around fooling themselves because nobody can really get to where we need to be unless you have somebody pinpointing every single thing and how to get there with certain stuff. It's just, let's just work on the basic chakras. Well, you're never going to heal those basic chakras. You can listen to binaural beats and all this and wake up, and for weeks you're doing fucking great. Next thing you know, a new fucking moon hits and a full moon, a fucking transits, and fucking your whole life's falling apart all over again. And I need to go to yoga. I need a vacation. I need this. No, you really don't need any of that. It's because you're reciprocal. You're doing the same thing over and over. You're tricking your brain over and over and over, thinking it's working, and it's not. So all you're doing is mind fucking yourself. All you're doing is dumbing down your own brain when you think you're doing something positive for yourself. Go fucking figure. You can't fucking win, right? But that's the truth. That's what you're fucking doing. That's the fucking problem. It's a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem. Fucking problem. So we shall see where it takes us. You know? So pretty interesting. But I do want to travel. Because it's different energy, different places, right? You guys are going to be able to pick up that vibe too. And if I'm remotely healing or doing energy exchanges or whatever it is behind each video, you're going to feel a sense of that energy. So it's going to be fun. I think it's going to take me a good year to get it off the ground, though. Like, to really get to, like, well, I don't know. I think it's going to just keep constantly evolving. And what I do right now can't be duplicated in the way it's being presented. So I need to work on that too, because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, that's a good thing. Nobody can really copy. Like, they can copy, but I work with certain energy. So it can't really be duplicated yet. And it needs to be duplicated because more people need to do it. It's like having multiple yoga instructors. There's fucking millions of them, right? If this is the next thing and it takes off, there's going to be millions of them teaching this particular method, right? But the problem is you can't just have people that are not awakened to certain stuff teaching this type of method. Because we're just going to start the whole thing over. We're just going to start another fucking cycle. And then the next person in 60 years is going to be like, well, what this chick tried to fucking change and she had it fucking great until everybody else came in thinking they can do the same fucking thing. And they find centuries later, we're finding ourselves in the same scenario, right? So that can't happen. It does need to be duplicated, but even that needs to be duplicated carefully. So I can still attach like cards or a sigil or something to make it mine. And it's this method on the way of doing this. I can't be the only one teaching it though. You know what I mean? So it's going to take a special person with a special brain to be able to do. And I say that as like special as like, I don't even know what type of special. I don't have to be extra special. I'm just a special person. However you want to interpret fucking special. My dad be like, oh, you're fucking special. All right. So there's that type of special, you know, I'm just fucking open-minded. I'm the chick that would, you know, like, yeah, I want it all. Yeah, I want the golden ticket. Yeah, I want to fly on a fucking magic carpet. Yeah, I want to experience that. That sounds pretty fucking kick-ass if you ask me, you know, so I'm that person. So not somebody can just come on and do what I'm doing. It's going to take quite the fucking imagination. And then certain spirits or guides, however it's going to work, guys. Everything's switching up, so I'm not quite sure. On how this is going to play out and last. Spirit will help me figure it out on the way. So I'm not really too worried about it. I don't think it's anything anyone can just teach. Well, yeah, anybody could do it, but it's not going to work like that. You know what I mean? So I'll figure it out. And yeah, they can work with the cards. They can work with this and work with that, but it's more than that. Like that's just it. Like I don't want to be like, this isn't going to work if you don't teach it with the cards. Like I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to tell you 20 minutes of something and then go pay $800 for the fucking seminar. I'm not that fucking person. So I don't want to be that person even going into this being like, if you want this to work, you need to also get the deck of cards. I'm not really helping the collective if that's what my mindset is. So get what I'm saying? So I don't know how it's probably going to be around forever. And it will adapt throughout the time as time goes on. But I still want to be smart enough to know I don't want to be the only one just doing this because it helps with it. I got to be careful on what I say because I'm going to give it away. But it's different characters of you with certain stuff. But I want everybody to be able to like, oh, I think I want to do that. Or, you know what I mean? So, like, that's pretty interesting. Or like, I can do that. I'm that person, you know, like, I want that. I want that to happen. And then that person would do it their way. Right? But their mindset and their soul and certain things like need to be there. So I don't know how all that's going to like align. I just don't want to start something that's going to shift an industry. And then all these knuckleheads being like, well, guess what? I have her deck and, you know, it's not going to work that way. So I'm going to teach you the program for free. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. So if anybody truly ever wants to help anybody, they're not going to keep things from you. Hope there's that one little secret I'm not going to keep from them. You know, I mean, come on. So many different ways to make money in life and to have money work for you. All it could take is one deck and it could be around forever. And next thing you know, freaking 10 years from now, freaking multi-millionaire, fucking be close to a fucking billionaire because of a deck of cards that changed the industry, right? So, like, you got to think outside the box here. Like, it drives me fucking bananas that you got to click on this and do that and then register for that and then pay for that. It's just like, no. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but if you really want to help the collective and a mass, and you're doing it because your heart and soul is there, someone shouldn't have to pay $400 to go to a seminar. I get that person, but that person's also telling themselves, well, I value myself and I am valuable. Yeah, but you're attaching money to your value, which in a way you have to do, but to an extent, if that makes sense. Like, I think I might have said that a little wrong because I don't think anybody should work for free. If it's your work and effort and this and that. But like, what I'm trying to get at, like, if I got the secret sauce that can help masses, I'm not going to keep the secret sauce from you. Because then how does that benefit me? How does that benefit you? Everybody has a value, and nothing really should be for free like that per se, because you work hard. But there's other things that you can add to certain things and do other things when it comes to income. If you're really going to be there for the mass and the well-being, I guess where I'm going with this is going to differ for individuals in different ways. Yes, I could still be on YouTube and I'm not charging you guys, but I could be banking a lot of money on YouTube. So I can get reciprocated that way. So if I can do that, why am I going to take it a step further? Because the only thing that's going to do is build my bank account, which might build my ego. And I can build a legacy a different way. And it can be done the right way. That's a part of a lot of the problems now too. You know, it just blows my mind that someone can have an answer and then people just click on this and for $20 you can have the answer on what guys are attracted to. What's the number one reason guys are attracted to this? Or what's the number one reason like it's you wonder why these people are billionaires because they're targeting the one thing that people think they need to know. That's going to help them in life. That one question is not going to help them. That one question is actually going to set them back further and further and further, and it's just going to keep emptying their bank account. But if they're not bright enough to figure that out, then let them have them. Because I'm going to break my shit down for you, and it's your choice on whether or not you want to partake in it. And do you know 80% of Americans, just the US, have tried yoga at least once to 3 times in their life? And then only like I think 30% of Americans continue doing yoga. It's something like that. So that means more than half the population in, America could have a different mindset right now, but there wasn't a teacher or there wasn't an instructor that caught their attention. And it's not going to take that one person. Let's just tweak the industry a tiny little bit. And then what? You get 20 million people? Well, then when those 20 million people realize what you're doing and you tweak jack shit, you just lost 18 million of them. So I can break shit down and you can choose whether or not you want to watch a video or whether or not you think it's worth even looking into, because it actually makes sense. And all of this came from me just wanting to work with perspective so people can change their perspective. Work with perspective so people can change their perspection. So people can stop really using their fucking brains again. And then from there, I dug and dug and dug and dug and dug and dug and dug. And I got my answer. Put the work into it. And I think a lot of people that have all these degrees and do this, your brain is trained to go in one direction, to research certain things one way, right? That's why I think like years to come, there's going to be so many open-minded people and entrepreneurs out there, because you don't need a degree, you don't need this, you don't need that. When your brain is conditioned, then yeah, you can go get your master's, you can go get a bachelor's, whatever it is you want in regards to medicine, whatever you want to do in life. But you're being taught the same thing that someone's already taught hundreds and hundreds of millions and have been successful. But you're just basically a computer chip. Or you can take somebody who didn't allow certain things to be taught certain ways, and whether I find my answer the hard way or not, when I dig and I research, which I love to do, and I feel like it's always the hard way, I'm determined it doesn't stop. And I don't stop at like, oh, I can't figure it out. I'm like, this is intriguing, this is interesting, that thing leads to that thing, and then that clicks, and then I go in this direction, and that clicks, and I go in this direction. So basically, I'm all over the map to get the answer. But that's how I got the fucking answer. Because if I wasn't all over the fucking map, I never would have found it, because society or a teacher or an instructor would have gave me the directions on how to find it. So I hope I really didn't just confuse anybody there, because there's a big message there. Because I wouldn't have found that answer if I wasn't all over the map and making sense and putting things together for months and being like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. So if that doesn't make sense, then what's that linked to, so I can make sense of that, so I can understand that, because I know it's trying to tell me something. And then it sends me in that direction. And I love researching. But people will be like, cool, you're all over the fucking place. How do you do this? How do you do it? I don't know. It's how I get my answer, though. I could sit there in school and they'd be like, oh, is she cheating in math? This and that, because you have to write down the equation, this and that. And I'll just give the answer and I'll give it my way and I'll break it down in front of the teacher. And they're like, well, you can't learn that way. You got the right fucking answer. Why are you trying to teach me your way? Like when I was a kid, I used to break down numerology but not even realizing what I was doing in 6th grade, 5th grade, 4th grade. You know what I mean? And being told you can't do it that way, Courtney. You're going to confuse your brain. You can't do it that way. Well, apparently my brain's already a little fucking confused, because I'm giving you the fucking answer, and because it's not done and written out the way you want my brain to work, I'm still going to fail the course. How fucked up is that? I remember when Kato went to preschool, I was fucking pissed. Preschool teachers ambidextrous. You have to get your son to pick a hand. I'm like, huh? You have to get your son to pick a hand. His brain's developing. He has to pick a hand. Right brain, left brain. And then you got the parents being like, well, which brain is better to work with? Like, it's so fucking insane. And I was like, fuck this. No way. He's going to choose which hand ends up being his more dominant. And it pissed me off, because I knew the teacher for years were like, pick a hand, pick a hand, pick a hand. I want to be like, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm going to punch you in the face. So that's why I never really did that great in school. But I'm pretty fucking bright. It's just the way I learn is I got to learn and go after what intrigues me and where my interest is. And it doesn't matter how I get my fucking answer. I got my answer. Well, I wasn't in Catholic school. My parents thought about, both my parents went to Catholic schools, high school, we were talking about that. And they thought about putting me in a Catholic school, and they both looked at each other like, Catholic school probably wouldn't even have taken you. I was like, oh my God. That's crazy. A little cuckoo. It wasn't even fucking crazy, guys. It was just, I wasn't doing things the way the teachers and people wanted me to do things. but I was still getting the answers. So from there, it was like, all right, well, she's got to get tested. She's got to do this. We're going to test it for that. We're going to test it for that. And it's like, Jesus, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm just not learning the way you want me to learn. I'm just not conditioned. I wasn't put on this earth to be conditioned. So as I look at this as an adult and I really look back, I really think there was a reason for that. Because I don't really think I would be here if I fell into that category. I really truly believe that. I've never been part of the matrix. I never cared to. It wasn't me being disobedient or my brain won't settle down and blah, blah. Like, no. It's just, you wanted me to fit in like a normal kid, but I was a normal kid. I still fit in. It just wasn't to your standards or how you were raised, or that's all it is. I was just a kid that just did my own thing from day one. My mom had to put multiple belts on my shoes from day fucking one. I was just that kid. So it's not a bad thing. And it wasn't that long ago, guys. So I'm thankful that I was never in the matrix. And if some people might like, how do you think like that? How do you work like that? How do you function like that? How do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. Why does it bother you guys? It doesn't bother me. I'm functioning. I'm living. I'm happy. I'm content. I don't need to please you. I don't need to tell you why my brain processes the way it processes things. I can still get the same fucking answer. I can still get to the same fucking equation. So why does it need to be broken down for you? Think about it. So I honestly, truly believe, I really do, now that I am where I'm at in life, it makes 100%. It just makes so much sense to me because what I do next, somebody who lives in the matrix would not be able to do what I do. Because my imagination is, the depth of my imagination, not too many people can go there and pull it all together and add so many things in between and do this and do that. But my brain was meant to function that way. And now it makes sense on why it was probably meant to function that way. So it is what it is. I'm not hating. I'm just saying. As I'm getting older, I'm sitting back, I'm realizing it. It's just making sense to me now, that's all. You know? But I still live here on the planet, so I still have the same challenges and tests and all the stuff that you guys go through. And like I said earlier in the video, like I feel like I got slammed even harder with certain stuff because teachers can't teach like the way certain people teach without actually having the experience and really knowing what that feels like and really being able to break it down and nobody around me even bothers to criticize me anymore. That's just been going in one ear and out the other since I was fucking 6. Selective hearing, they call it. Selective hearing. It wasn't selective hearing. It was just, my brain was not meant to be programmed. Not everybody's brain needs to be fucking programmed, troops. And guess what? I'm still as smart as you. I'm just not stuck where you're now stuck. That's all. Which I think is huge. Which I think is huge. Huge plus for me. If anyone feels stuck, you're not being authentic with yourself. That's nobody else's problem but your own for wanting to please other fucking people. How about you please yourself? Stop being fucking people pleasers. What the fuck do you gain from being a fucking people pleaser? You get doted on? Oh, okay. High fucking five. Hope that works for you at the end of the night. I'd rather have something real and authentic. So everyone will experience what they will need to experience because of their lack of authenticity. Thinking, they're happy in this and and, I'm all content and shit. Are you? Because I'm pretty sure you're projecting a lot more than contentment. But you can go ahead and, you've become so good at projecting that you have fooled yourself. So, and then when you fool yourself, illusion kicks in, denial kicks in. You pretty much fucked yourself over because of one fucking lie or because of what you thought somebody else would think about your feeling. Fuck you. That's how I feel. The spirit wanted me to do one of these. Don't be afraid to tell somebody to fuck off. And I feel like my arms are way too long to do one of those. So that didn't even come from me. Because I would have been like, I would have gave you one of those. So, the only way to hit the masses is to reprogram your brain that you fucked over. Nobody else's fault but you. And because of that one little fear or because of that one little fucking lie that turned into so much of a fucking lie, you didn't even know you're a fucking liar. You see the fucking problem? That's like a narcissist saying I'm not a narcissist because they truly don't believe they're a fucking narcissist because they believe they're narcissistic ass. Because they reprogrammed their own brain because some dumb fuck came in and fed them over and over and over and over again and told them how wonderful and magical their fucking dick was. Guess what, motherfucker? You don't have a magical dick. And if you thought you did, that's because I told you did. Because I wanted to be fed. Your dick ain't fucking magical. Oh, I wonder what she's doing for him. Oh, I wonder what she has that I don't have. She's probably a fucking swallower. So stop second guessing yourself. She's a swallower. There's your fucking answer. Move on. Take care of yourself. You don't need that fucking person around you. Oh, my fucking Lord. Fucking, magical dicks floating around in the fucking air. Egos everywhere. Is she better than me? No, the bitch ain't better than you. She's dumb. She just does better favors. That's what she does. And that's why we got all these people walking around thinking they got magical fucking dicks. That's what this fucking world has come to. People don't even know how to fucking think for themselves. Because of sexual fucking favors. All it takes is a little fucking lie, a sexual favor, you name it. I mean, I can keep fucking going. But at the end of the day, it's the truth. It's the truth. So no, she ain't better than you. He's not better than the next one. People just don't know how to be authentic. You tell one white lie, it turns into a fucking gigantic white lie. I mean, I can just say the same thing. I can just give you the same speech over and over again. Anyhow, it's exhausting. But sitting here, I'm now sitting here being like, did I just go there? Did I just go there? Yeah, I just fucking went there because that's where the fucking matrix is with so much shit on so many different levels. And for some reason, Spirit's brain went to sexual favors. So, excuse my language, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Not to everything, but to a lot of things. To a lot of things. People are where they are because of where they thought other people got them. Like, people stopped thinking, like, I am where I am because of where I fucking got me. So, just be wary. There's got to be some heavy sexual energy out there. And there's going to be some dumb people out there too, if that's how it's being presented. So, fucking exhausted. I'm exhausted explaining on why people can't fucking think for themselves anymore. And then it's like they hear something and like, oh my God, that's so true. That makes so much sense. And then, a fucking phone call later or somebody else hits them up and feeds somebody or tells somebody, what are you doing or this and that. Next thing you know, your bravery went down the fucking shitter because of judgment. Just like that, shit's stripped from you. Just like that, in high school, you think you got a magical dick. So now you got 50-year-olds walking around like they've never left high school. And that's the truth. When they're out to do things for themselves because they haven't met a match when it came to energy, or when they did, they shut that shit down real quick because they don't want a challenge. They want some dumb bitch that's going to act real fucking dumb and give them what they want, vice versa. I just feel like we got so off track. It's a little frustrating and disappointing. But there's a reason why I guess we got off track. So that energy's out there too. So I don't know if you got women out there and men out there being like, is this one better than me and blah, 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 blah. And if Spirit's presenting it as like, why are you worried about it? Like, she's probably just this or she's just that. Or, she's not better than you. She's a swallower. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's being presented like that, it's basically saying like, where's your self-worth? And why are you comparing yourself to somebody else because somebody rejected you or made you feel this way or that way? So I don't know what this message is, but at the end of the day, please don't ever sit back and be like, is is she better than me? Is he better than I am? Like, what did what did I do or what did they do that I can't do? Like, I have a feeling like I don't know if that's where the collective is at right now because we shouldn't be talking about magical dicks and swallowers. Not when we're just talking about like making the world a brighter place. That commercial just came to me. Remember that when we were younger, like let's it was like a song like let's make the world a brighter place or something like that. Like a real cheesy commercial or something. So but I don't even really want to touch upon that energy because it just seems like it shouldn't be our issue. Like we shouldn't have to like talk about stuff like that or worry about stuff like that because a majority of the collective is going through some shit like that. And of course, they're going to choose the one that can do this or do that, or the one that's going to not make them take accountability for their own shit ass fucking behavior. Of course, they're going to choose the other one. So don't compare because nothing compares to you. So we're talking about somebody who's really authentic and we're going straight to a fucking swallower. That's basically spirit saying, being like, that's somebody's got zero self-respect. And I'm not saying it's self-respect, like if you swallow, you have no fucking self-respect. I'm not going there. But if it's going in the category of a fucking someone who's authentic and then you got a fucking swallower, well then spirit's not like, that one's really intelligent and she just does extra. Okay? 'Cause they're not going there. They're basically saying, this is what you got. So I don't know if it's like people are paying for fucking sex here. Like I have no idea where this fucking conversation is fucking going. But that's how it's being broken down. So don't compare yourself to other people mentally, sexually, physically, because we have some type of authentic ass energy over here. And then we got players and tricks and, you know, a whole bag of fucking hoes and tricks over here is really kind of like what they're going towards. So, do I know why the collective is being separated like that right now? I do not. I do not. It's a really weird analogy. And it feels kind of really weird to even like talk about because I can't put you in the category of if, you know, you're that, then you have no self respect. I can't go there either because that's, you know. So I'm guessing it's like, you just straight up trick. I don't know. You know? I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's like apples and oranges. They're both fruit. Stop comparing. So again, it's either mentally, physically, sexually. And I can see the sexual part of things right now because of Venus. I can see people getting more daring with trying this or doing that, or like, you know what I mean? This one's going to stick with me because I can't put a swallower in the category of lack of disrespect. How are you guys interpreting it? Like, I think swallower, and I think my brain goes to one thing. I don't know another. I mean, my brain likes to go into the gutter a lot, but like, I can't, like, I say that word and That's where my brain took me. I don't know another word for that. Or what else that would be. Seems pretty fucking clear, right? So, are we talking about like pimps and shit right now? Like, I'm just, where's spirit going? Are we like in the prostitute industry right now? Like, where are we going with this? Is somebody paying for sex? Like, this is where I'm like, that's why I'm like, where are we going with this? Like, are we in a different industry right now? Like, that's where my brain is going. Amy, I cannot answer that question for you. Spirit already put me on the spot. I am not answering that fucking question for you. So I'm already baffled on where this is going. And I got a potty mouth, so I'm not worried about my mouth per se. I could have dropped it and just was like, okay, hopefully it doesn't get brought up again. Right? But no, it's now a topic. Maybe see, found out someone I love dearly selling pics on the net. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I almost feel like we went from here to a completely different industry. But they could have gave me so many other alternative choices of language. So I feel like there's like immaturity here. There's got to be a lot of like immaturity when it comes to like certain stuff, because if you're dealing with grown ass people and their mind concept is this one can do this better, you're dealing with an energy that is, you don't even want around you. That energy is only going to lower your vibe. That you're not going to evolve with that type of energy. So, I mean, I really don't need this topic coming back up in another reading. So I'm just sitting here for another minute and being like, where can my brain take me? And it's funny because I was shooting the shit with somebody at work and we were laughing because one of us, we were talking about something and we was like, no worries, she's a swallower. We were dying laughing. So, and then there was something else, like someone was choking. She's like, I couldn't swallow, but our brain was already somewhere else. Then somebody else was really saying something about swallowing. So, like, I'm just like, now I'm sitting here being like, it came into the read or the channeling, whatever you want to read, whatever. It's got to be like low self-esteem. Like, I don't want to link it to like it's a bad thing, but it was put out there like it was stigma. Like it was put out there like someone's comparing somebody else to somebody else, which just isn't cool. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some heavy ass energy out there. Like a large part of the collective on like that's where the brain is, or like every girl's fantasy, every guy's fantasy. Like it's got to play a big part. So that there's kind of some dark energy, temptation energy, fantasizing. I just heard role playing and then I got sidetracked. So, but I feel like there's a lot of dominance behind it, but there's a lot of immaturity behind the dominance because they're not really dominating anything. All they're doing is protecting their own ego, man or woman. So I don't know if you got friends out there and it was like, oh, you don't need him, you don't need her. Like, yeah, you don't need him. The only reason they're together is she swallows. Like, I don't know where we're going with that. Like, that's where my brain is trying to be wrapped right now. Because then it's like, do you have a friend that's trying to uplift you? But like, I don't know if like that's the type of uplifting your friend needs right now. Like, don't bring his or her brain to them being intimate. So, fuck if I know where this fucking conversation's going. I'm gonna shut up and swallow my water. I'm gonna shut up and swallow my pride. I'm gonna shut up and swallow my humility right now. Fuck, man. I mean, no pun intended. I put it out there, right? Like, unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Please, whatever you do at the end of the day, just don't compare yourself to somebody else. Don't do that. Because people can get real low. You can go into a real dark place thinking somebody can do something better than you. Like, please don't be that person right now. I don't think there's enough proper influences or influencers to get you out of that energy right now. So I really need you to stay on top of your fucking toes, please. Cheers. Greatest fucking video ever. Don't worry, bitches. She's just a good fucking swallow. She ain't got shit on you. Nothing. At least you got your respect. Right? Like, this can go in so many different fucking directions. And then I feel like an asshole sitting here being like, well, if you do that, then you have no self fucking worth. Because I don't think that's true either. Right? So I don't even want to have this conversation anymore. I feel like I'm about to fucking blush. Like, I'm embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed. Fuck, man. Spirit's like, I'll put her on the spot anywhere I want, and this is how this is gonna go, and she's just gonna roll with it, and she's gonna speak the truth, and she's not gonna stop being who she is. Point fucking proven. We can move on to another fucking conversation now. Make sure I put 18 plus in front of this video. Although I have all my videos marked as 18 plus. So, whatever you do, just don't compare yourself to someone else. Please. Spoke to you. I'm glad it spoke to you. I don't know how many people that message could possibly reach, but apparently a whole bunch of people because it came out of my mouth. My mind just went in the gutter again. Spirit's breaking down categories over here. They both start with S's. We got this one on this side, and we got this one on this side. Anybody know which one is on the other side? That just went into my brain. Anyone? For shits and giggles? Yeah. Like, if this is people's fantasies right now, guys, I'm like, This must be a huge group of the collective right now that is sexually fantasizing. And I get it because we have the power of Venus, we have the power of Mars. You combine that, that shit's colliding, right? So you also have domineering energy there. So fantasy is strong, desire is strong. I don't think it's like sex magic. I think it's just more of like you have the fire. I kind of know what's happening, but that makes me want to like stay away from like everybody because that energy can be extremely overpowering. You're not going to get too far. I'm guessing there has to be a lesson here, right? I don't know where the lesson would be in this one quite yet. Because think about it, guys. If this is like a big thing right now and it's a lesson, think of all the energy out there of these men and these women conjuring up like this being a thing consciously, whether it's sorrow, you got sorrow on one end, you got excitement on another end. Like it's gonna hit both sides of the spectrum. There's gonna be something when it comes to sexual insecurity. It's a given because I almost got pulled to this deck and I was like, nope. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, no. That's I was like, no, that's where my brain went. Okay. So when we were talking about Venus, initially, like the first week, it was egotism. I'm trying to say like being vain or needing the mirror or just like the ego and going to the gym because you want to look good for other people. Are you really doing it for you? And I know you're really doing it for you, but is it because it makes you feel good, or you look good and then when other people look at you it makes you feel good? There's a big fucking difference there, right? So we just went through that a couple weeks ago. So now I feel like it's going to touch base on sexual insecurities because that's what ego kicks in too. If you're insecure, you do this, like this and that, like, because people feeding other people, right? We just had that whole fucking conversation on how that shit works. So it really is going to break down to guarantee sexual insecurities and people out there being like, well, he can eat me out better. Well, she can swallow better. She swallows. And then, like, petty shit. You're going to have ignorant ass fucking men and women throwing digs at other men and women, things like that, to put them down so other people can feel better about themselves. So I guarantee you, mark my words, that energy is going to be heavy. It's a matter of how you're going to get hit with it. Yeah, you're going to get hit with it in the sense of you're going to sit back and be like, all right, well, yada, yada, cheated, or this one's doing this, or we're just dating. Someone doesn't want to get serious. Is it because, somebody does better at something than I do? Because your brain can go in all different directions, right? Or you dealing with some dumb fuck that's like, that bitch can do that fucking better anyway because they're a fucking idiot and they're just saying shit to fucking hurt you. You get what I'm saying? Like, this can go in so many different directions. So be aware that that energy is out there. I would not match this other person's energy. I would just simply walk away. And please don't be trying to uplift your friends that just got cheated on with you're better than she is. She's just a dumb bitch. She's valid. Like, don't do that either. Don't do that either because that's not going to benefit your friend either. Okay? Because now she's just thinking about him and her after she's already dealing with her own hurt. It's not really actually going to make her feel better. You're not actually making that bitch look even dumber. You're keeping the same issue in front of someone's face that is the issue that needs to come out of the picture. Okay? So as above, so below. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's coming. But yeah, this deck, no pun intended. Fucking energy, man. Well, if you're in a relationship, you're probably gonna have your kick-ass fucking sex. And if you're having lame fucking sex, Spirit's just probably trying to wake up your fucking sex life. So when I say this is getting hit in different aspects of your life, it's gonna be a fucking doozy. So don't overfeed yourself and your own fucking ego with self-talk either. But don't downplay yourself either and get you fucking depressed. Like, is it me? No, it's not fucking you. Okay. Oh, look at shocking. It's the crazy, cocky motherfucker that think he has the magical penis. This is the one that has the best penis in the fucking locker room. And he just walks around the fucking locker room like, ha 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 ha. You know, look at this, boys. We all know I got this. And this is why I got all the fucking girls lining up. And blah, blah, blah. I bet you fucking Tiffany's going to fucking hit me up later. And then this one's like, oh, hell yeah. And you got wifey and the ex in the background crying her fucking eyes out because you got this bitch being like, I'm going to just keep my mouth shut because I was about to go blah, blah, blah. Okay? This energy is going to be fucking intense. When I say it's going to be getting hit in different ways, it's going to get hit in different ways. Because then you could have this type of energy and you're taking care of each other. Do you get what I'm saying? That type of passion. So, or you can have, I got the biggest penis in the fucking crowd and this is my man and we're going home tonight. Bitch, stop looking at him. Bitch, why are you telling other bitches stop looking at him? Because that bitch probably sucked his fucking dick. She was probably the bitch before you were the fucking bitch. But you think you're the fucking queen, bitch? You're not the fucking queen, bitch. And I just ran my mouth in my head for like a full-on 15 seconds. I just didn't say any of it out loud. That shit got even dirtier. Okay? Got a dirty fucking brain. In a trucker's mouth. In a sailor's something. I don't fucking know. But don't let this shit get the best of you. And don't tell your fucking girlfriend that she's a nasty bitch and she fucking swallows and that's why blah, 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 blah. That shit ain't gonna make her feel better. That shit ain't gonna make her feel better. Okay? You might have somebody try to come in and convince you that that's the best thing you could do for the relationship. When I tell you you are going to get tested in different ways between both these energies that love to dominate in regards to planets, best of luck there. You might as well stay home, take care of yourself. Chances are you can probably fucking do it better anyway. I can almost guarantee I can do it better. I can do it better than you can do. Whatever you can do, I can do better. Yeah, I like the feeling of that too. But whatever you can do, I can do better. Okay? So don't get wrapped up in that shit right now. Oh, my chest hurts. I fucking had enough of this fucking topic. We went from like the beginning of this fucking video to being like to anything I can do, anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, no. Okay? No. I'm not even reading fucking cards. I'll be on them all. I'm physically fucking exhausted now. I mean, this I just feel like the video went south, and you know me, guys. Like, I'm just so open and honest and truthful, and will say what I need to say. But like, there's something about that where I feel like it shut the video down. And yeah, I got to the answers, but the fact that I said it and it was the main thing just makes me think that, like, that's more where of like the energy is, and that's kind of disappointing that that's where a majority of the energy is ruling right now. Makes me not even want to take care of myself because I don't even want to match any of that fucking energy out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want like that type of energy vulnerability even being put out or skyrocketed that way through a freaking orgasm. Fuck that shit. We already got enough fucking cuckoo bats out here fucking manifesting freaking what they want or what they're getting or what they're fantasizing about. So, and you know what's funny? I saw a video today. 4 tricks women need to know. Me and Kata were dying laughing. 1, you start with the clitoris. 2, men, she's like this. She's like, stop knocking. We already know there's a hole there, right? She was fucking a riot. She's like, men, we go like this. We turn our hands around. We go like that. We find the G spot. Number 3, she talks about the other hole. It shouldn't be that uncomfortable, this and that. You gotta have foreplay. You gotta have this and that. You gotta have lubrication. Like, we were fucking dying. We were dying. But that just goes to show that the energy is out there. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, and even when you do sexual masturbation, you know, you do sexual magic when you manifest through orgasm, right? People have been doing it from way back in the fucking day. You ask me, it's fucking brilliant. As long as you're not attaching to somebody, you know, as long as you're not attaching something to something, that shit's fucking brilliant, okay? Just don't attach another energy to it. Just make sure you're doing it the right way if you're doing that. But now is not the right time to be doing that, because you got to think you're catching all these other fucking air and thoughts and projections. And if this is actual lesson and this is what's happening and this is what's being projected, that's a whole lot of different categories and 10, 20 different fucking categories coming at you, coming from like, shoo, right down. So to be honest with you, I don't even think I'd want to be projecting any type of sexual energy out there. Because it's like a magnet. One magnet's connected to the other magnet, fucking chemistry, right? What if you're sending that energy out there and it clings on to a fucking mofo, and the next thing you know, you think the man of your dreams is coming, but no, it's just somebody who has some sick fucking fantasy that they want to fucking live out, and they think they fucking manifested it, and next thing you know, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? I didn't sign up for this shit. Well, you don't know what you signed up for because you're putting it out there. And you didn't even know you were putting it out there. Get where I'm going with that? And then I'm like, just keep your legs shut. But then I got one friend that's like, your legs shut, high spirit. But she can clench her legs and get herself off. So this fucking video is just too much for me right now. So it's like, I can't even tell you to keep your fucking legs shut because some people can get their ass off like that. Okay? I don't know if that's a blessing or if that's a fucking curse. But I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's one of those videos that can just keep going and going and going. So I'm gonna just wrap it up. Fucking be smart. Be smart. Oh, Mary, you say no attachments. But next thing you know, you're finagling your fucking bagel and you're thinking about fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry or which one's going to do what best. And next thing you know, you're growing a cord. Next thing you know, you wake up the next day and this little tail is wiggling in the back of your fucking ass because you got this little tail now fucking growing because you wanted somebody to do it for you. Okay? So that is an attachment. Do you get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going with this, guys? I get what Mary's saying, but if you're putting somebody there, you're creating a cord. Okay, so not in Mary's case, but in a lot of cases out there, okay, it is like that. And if you think about it, I've been saying, I just said that to you guys the other night, the dreams I've been having, and we were laughing about it. And I'm like, I got a different man every night. I was laughing, right? But that's still my thoughts. And I can't control those thoughts when it's in a dream. So don't think that that shit's not being projected or it's coming in or it's not a need that you're craving, but you're looking at it as, oh, this is somebody coming towards me. But how do I know I'm not real fucked up in my head and I'm all fucked up and shit and I'm actually calling in the wrong fucking person and it's coming back to me because I'm the one with the fucking needy issue? I know that's not what it's saying, but I'm giving you a fucking good example here. So now I'm calling in the type of energy that I really don't want in my life, but subconsciously it's being called in. That's the truth, guys. So I love to just tell myself, you know, spirit's just letting me know somebody new coming in, but then it's like it could be so much more than that, to a level and degree that my conscious doesn't want to wrap around because of childhood trauma that I'm unaware of. So now the same shit energy keeps coming towards me, and everybody just all they want to do is just have sex. Like, who knows? Right? And I can get you to be horny and be very lonely. But that's when you stop putting images of people there. But that's manifesting. But all you manifest, you're not manifesting what you're only manifesting that. You're not manifesting that is going to fit into other areas of your life. Again, guys, this conversation go on and on and on and on. I'm already exhausted. Play safe, be smart, careful how you masturbate, and careful how you manifest shit right now, and careful what type of energy you're attracting, whether you're aware of it or not, what you're engaging in. You know, the energy is really intense. I don't have anything against porn. I know some readers would be like, oh, it's the devil and but it's just entities and blah. Bitch, shut up. I just want to get off. Like, it's okay. Okay? It's not the end of the world. It's different if you got a fucking addiction. Okay? But even that energy right now, what I'm trying to get at is that even in this energy right now, I just don't think you want that type of fantasy, or you don't want to be calling in any extra energy unless it's really between you and somebody else and you're enjoying each other and it's about you and somebody else and you guys are together in the moment. Right? That's controlled energy. Everything else that we're talking about is projected energy. So please be careful. Honestly. Okay. I hope you guys have a good night. And I just heard like Nighty Night, or what's like the soft porn that used to be on TV where they'd wear like their nighties. You think you'd have to have HBO to have it. Dark after dark, dark after night, night after dark. So the bigger message of that, guys, is basically that's how heavy the energy is. Because I'm just here sending love and being like, I love you guys. Have a great night. And then I got pulled to black lingerie and something after dark. I don't even know if those shows exist anymore. After dark. Okay. So, I mean, that sucks, guys. It's all right. It's all right to fantasize to an extent, but I don't like that energy. HBO after dark. So it's even on HBO. Because I was just saying goodnight to you guys, and then I got pulled to that. So I don't want you guys to be nervous or anything, but definitely, protect your energy for sure. Astro sex sucks. It's so I'm not saying you gotta do like cloaking spells, this and that, but just like protect yourself. Like ask your guides, like just a little extra protection tonight, knowing that this is the energy out here. Like it can't hurt to ask. It can't hurt to put it out there, knowing that it's so strong. Because I was just telling you guys I loved you and sleep good, and literally I just saw like a chick walking down the hallway with black lingerie, and then it pulled me to like that after dark where I know it has been a very long time since I've seen something like that. I didn't even know that shit still existed. I mean, you can get free porn on fucking YouTube. So, but that's a pretty strong projection considering I'm just saying goodnight. And that's what's being projected. Clearly there could be some sexual magic there, but not enough where it's gonna tap into your energy and pull you in, because you're already on the ghost train. You've already ascended. You passed that. So if it's still happening, it's not enough to pull you in. And if it pulls you in, it's only going to backfire on them because your brain's just going to focus on somebody else anyway. Oh my God, this fucking energy is relentless. I love you guys. I really do. Hope you have a good night. And play safe. In regards to any way you play, mentally, physically, emotionally, play safe. Respect other people's fucking feelings. Okay? And just be smart. Shannon, I don't have those channels. After she's like the one, HBO Max After Dark. But she made it real clear. But I don't have those channels. Big shout out. Shannon doesn't have those channels. Shannon, I'm fucking taking you down with me because Spirit made me say swallow. Okay, Shannon? Take one for the team, bitch. Take one for the team. Let's all look at Shannon. Let's all look at Shannon. Fuck, man. Yeah, you play safe too, girlfriend. You play safe. I don't have that channel. She fucking cracks me up. I don't have that channel though. Guys, it caught me so off guard. Shannon's like, but I don't have that channel though. I'm sorry. That just like made my day. Made my day. It just made my night. Oh, dun, 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 get your booty on the floor tonight. Oh my god, you just made my fucking night. Okay, but I have seen them before. Yes, me too, Shannon. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna jump right on your bandwagon. I got your back, Shannon. I've seen those too. I got your back. You're not the only one that's ever watched soft porn. I got you. Got you. So, oh my dear Lord. But guys, this is 2 days in a row that I've laughed so hard that I have tears coming down my eyes. So this has been like fantastic. Because it's probably been like over a year. You know? So, thank you for the laugh because that was great to look up and just, I don't have that channel though. It wasn't me. Oh, dear Lord. Play safe. Have a terrific fucking night. And I shall see you tomorrow. And let's just hope tomorrow's energy is not in this category because this video says a whole lot on the projected energy. So we're just going to leave it at that. And look at that. Low battery is going to die any second. Your Mac will sleep soon unless you plug me into a power outlet. Perfect timing. I just got pulled to like charging your toys too, though. Like, charge up, ladies. Like, what the fuck? I'm telling you guys not to play, and now I'm like, charge your toys. Charge your toys. Just charge your toys. Computer's gonna die. The battery's gonna go. Fuck, man. You're not. Mm-mm.